All right, y'all. First and foremost, give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and his son, the Hamashiach, whose son called Yahweh Shai, Yeshua, Yehoshua, Yasha Yah. We mostly know as Jesus Christ. I did a video a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago. You know, a little trolling, saying that Sicarii, the title was Sicarii teaching salvation for Gentiles. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. And it was a video with chief priest breaking down Jeremiah 12:16, and one of the brothers that was there with him, he was breaking it down in front of, kind of said, man, you know what, that sounded like, you know, that he wanted salvation for the Gentiles. And I was doing a video saying, yeah, that's what that says. That's how that reads. That's the breakdown for that. And really, you know, when I do videos like that, I'm not doing it for a chief priest. I'm not doing it for him to see. I'm doing it for other people. I know it's not going to change his mind. All right, not at that initial point. Maybe years down the line, maybe he hear it somewhere else. He hear it from somebody else. But I know my video is not going to change chief priest's mind, Deacon Akaz's mind, you know, Zion Lex mind, or who else? Ron Shields, Divine Prospects mind, Pastor Dow's mind. But it may get to other people. It may make some people that can think and say, huh, that don't sound. Let me look into. And, you know, through the video, I was really kind of being sarcastic, being a little facetious. But brother kind of took it, and you know, initially when I seen that he was doing the video, I was saying, you know what, I'm letting him get his shot out because you know, I shot first. So you know, I'm gonna go ahead and just, you know, you let him say what he gonna say, and then, you know, that just be that. But, you know, brother just went brother, it turned into, wait a minute, man, is this a storyline? Like, is he trying to, you know, send me an alley-oop? Is this one of them Charleston White whack 100 situations where he trying to send an alley-oop and then I catch it and I throw it back, and then, you know, which it could be. But we gonna address it. We gotta address it because it just went too far, you know. And I was just, you know, I was supposed to do a video. I chopped the video up. Brother was out there, and I'm gonna put it up, but I gotta do this first. We'll put it up later. We'll put it up a couple days from now. And I was gonna commend the brother, and I'll commend you now on the brotherhood over precepts. But I don't know if this. I don't know, bro. I don't know if you sincere about the brotherhood over precepts, the way you approach this thing. And this version, this particular video here is not gonna have the problems in it. The ad hominems will really kick in on the second video we'll do on this, y'all willing. But yeah, I had to rethink it, man. But I'm still gonna upload it, and I do commend you. Your brothers was sitting out with GMS, and brother saluted GMS and gave them a, you know, dapped everybody up and hugged everybody. And it's funny, you know, it's funny. But let me, you know what, because y'all ain't here for me, you know. A lot of y'all here for this smoke, so let the smoke begin.
Because those of y'all that can't get that love up out of you for the merciless murderer of your people. Not only are they not going to get saved, the Gentile, your ass ain't going to get saved.
Exactly.
And brother said that was book. You trying to say these Gentiles, they ain't going to be saved. You ain't going to be saved either. According to thus says the Lord.
So, as I'm showing you that when the Most High, right, my perspective of that breakdown in this instance was he was telling you an absurdity, right? I'm going to give you an example of what I mean.
Now, he's coming back and he's saying that his breakdown of it, he don't disagree with what I said and how I broke it down, but he's saying it's an absurdity. It's ridiculous. It's irrational. It's absurd. You know.
If pigs could fly.
It's ridiculous. If pigs could fly. It's like if pigs can fly. It ain't that he broke it down wrong. He just don't understand that it's an absurdity. It's like God will say, it's like we say, you know, if pigs can fly, I'll do it. Let me go back because I don't want to say like I'm putting words in his mouth.
In this instance he was telling you an absurdity, right? I'm going to give you an example of what I mean. If pigs could fly.
Yeah.
When people say that, I'll do that when pigs fly. I'll build these people in the midst of my people when pigs can fly. Meaning, they couldn't possibly learn my ways as diligently as they taught us their ways. And if you don't believe me out there, y'all, open up Instagram or Facebook. If you only have people in the truth on your Instagram and Facebook, this isn't going to work. But if you have people in the world in your social media, you saw how many people had Christmas trees, red and green, how excited they were, how much they got into the festivity.
And he's going into, you know, people that's in the world. I'm talking about these little hats. And I said in the video, I said, man, y'all got them ZZs. You saying they didn't learn the ways of the people. I'm like, you got them ZZs from, and that was me challenging him, challenging that thought of them not learning the ways. You got them ZZs in that Star of David from them. If brothers out here wearing the prayer shawls, you got that from, and then, you know, we trying to act like that didn't happen it's an absurdity. Let this thing play bad.
If you have people in the world in your social media, you saw how many people had Christmas trees, red and green, how excited they were,
I might have put this in here twice.
How much they got into the stock and first fruits and Feast of Tabernacles as Black and Hispanic people are for Christmas.
Right.
They taught
Christmas. Wearing the pajamas.
Wearing the pajamas. Grown men taking pajama photo shoots with their girl, looking like Travis Hunter in the red and green. We saw that. Right. So they taught us that, though. We learned that from them. Right. So they would have to be, as a collective, as zealous for Pesach and
see how he try to add other stuff as a collective. He's trying to add all these extra conditions to it. It said if they learn my ways, these heathens learn my ways the way that they taught us to celebrate paganism and their pagan gods, then he will build them up amongst Israel. Now that ain't all he said. And this was going to be problematic about this statement about the absurdity and this is an example of if pigs can fly.
First fruits and Feast of Tabernacles as Black and Hispanic people are for Christmas.
Right.
And if we talk about, and this is me just challenging what he's saying. If we're talking about first fruits, how many of us got that Manischewitz at our Passovers and got that unleavened wine that these folks are making? How many of us drinking that Manischewitz and eating them Manischewitz lentils and eating matzah bread from them little hats? How many camps got that Manischewitz and trusting that wine doesn't have leaven in it? How many of us? People got kosher meals in the prisons People up there just saying they Jews so they can eat kosher.
That's how much dedication and devotion that they would have to show in order for them to be built in the midst of his people. They haven't done it. They're not going to do it.
Yeah.
He said they haven't done it. They're not going to do it.
There's a better chance of pigs flying.
There's a better chance of pigs flying.
What I'm saying here.
Yeah, exactly.
For the record. So let's watch this.
Now you letting us know that these people he's talking about are Gentiles. Ain't no, oh, I'm finna sweep it up and go do it.
But I say that from the jump.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not making this for you. When I'm saying that, of course you said that from the jump. But I'm making that for the other people who a lot of One West Israelites who believe when they see Gentiles that it's the northern kingdom. Or when they see stranger that is really an Israelite. Because they're misinterpreting, what's that, Leviticus 35, 25, 25, 35? Because they only read the KJV. They don't know what the words mean when it's italicized. So it's for them. It's not for you. You already made it understood. I just want them to realize that you said that they were Gentiles. These are the nations that, these heathen nations, Jews became white. Priest Hakah, give us the history of how Jews became white, saying that these people pretty much have been converted since the days of
Jonathan Hyrcanus.
Esther. Thank you, Lord.
But you did have ones going all the way back to Esther, but
yeah, I'm talking about Esther, my boy. I ain't talking about John Hyrcanus. I'm talking about Esther. And he agrees that it goes all the way back to, he agree with that.
The real conversion of Esau came with Jonathan Hyrcanus.
Esther. And they've been keeping these, and they've been keeping the ways of the people. Look how he starts shaking his head. He's shaking his head, looking down. He disgusted. I don't think he's seen that video. I know he's just like, I know darn well Priest Hakah didn't say nothing like that.
Hyrcanus.
Esther. And they've been keeping these, and they've been keeping the ways of the people. Look at him shaking his head.
It's total disingenuity right here.
He said it's total disingenuity. These brothers got some words, man.
Yeah. When he
said, I'm not sincere. Now he gonna tell us what Priest Hakah means.
Made that video, he didn't say they had been keeping the ways of the people. So now what he said.
And so he didn't say they were keeping the ways of the people. That ain't what he said. And he right. He didn't say that. But we finna look at what he said.
Reason why most of us don't know is because our nationality was taken from us and they hijacked it from us. You got the Colonimus family.
So you don't know. So there's a point where you didn't know. Your history got eradicated. Well, then how did you learn it? Where did you learn it from? What, you went over there to Israel and dug it up? What, you wrote some literature on it? Where you went somewhere and studied? You was some kind of archaeologist? You went into temples in Egypt? You went into pyramids and started reading the hieroglyphs? You read the Moab stele? How did you learn it? Why are we acting like we just coming up with something? Like we just came up with this. These people that William H. Crowley, what's the brother name? Oh my goodness. What's the brother name? But anyway, the commandment keepers, where did they learn it from? They were practicing Judaism. What was the brother name? It'll come to me. Where did they learn it from? And then these brothers went and got seminary degrees. They learning this stuff from who they learning it from, brother? Why do you know the history? I'm sure you know the history and where these people got the information from.
You got the Khazarian conversion. This was the time period in which those.
And if you don't know, I got like a 4-part series. I got like a 5-part series on history of Black Israelism.
Those who were converting to what you would call Judaism, and then so they were practicing our language, our customs.
So he didn't say that they kept the ways. He said they were practicing the language, the customs. Let me go back a little bit.
Conversion. This was the time period in which those who were converting to what you would call Judaism, and then so they were practicing our language, our customs, all of the laws, statutes, and commandments, but they weren't Israelites. You see that with Ruth. You see that with Rahab. You see that with Uriah. You see that with all kind of actual Gentiles converting to our customs. So when we got kicked out of the land in 70 AD, those white Jews who converted during the time of the Maccabees with the Hasmonean dynasty, they kept the customs while we lost the customs and
He said they kept the customs.
went into captivity. So they have perpetuity and continuity from 2,000 years ago.
They got perpetuity, whatever that means, in continuity.
So a white Jew can say, my family has been practicing this for 2,000 years.
The little hat can say my people been practicing this for 2,500 years.
You're right, because you guys converted 2,300 years ago.
And he's going to say you're right because they converted 2,300 years ago. Let me play it again because I make sure I'm not being disingenuity. Let me play it back.
Most of us don't know is because our nationality was taken from us and they hijacked it from us. You got the Kalanimus family. You got the Khazarian conversion. This was the time period in which those who were converting to what you would call Judaism, and then so they were practicing our language, our customs, all of the laws, statutes, and commandments, but they weren't Israelites. You see that with Ruth. You see that with Rahab. You see that with Uriah.
You see it with Ruth, Rahab, Uriah.
You see that with all kind of actual Gentiles converting to our customs. So when we got kicked out of the land in 70 AD, those white Jews who converted during the time of the Maccabees with the Hasmonean dynasty, they kept the customs while we lost the customs and went into captivity. So they have perpetuity and continuity from 2,000 years ago. So a white Jew can say, my family has been practicing this for 2,000 years. Well, you're right, because you guys converted 2,300 years ago.
John,
one more time, y'all.
Conversion. This was the time period. Most of us don't know is because our nationality was taken from us and they hijacked it from us. You got the Kalanimus family. You got the Khazarian conversion. This was the time period in which those who were converting to what you would call Judaism, and then so they were practicing our language, our customs, all of the laws, statutes, and commandments, but
they were practicing our language, their customs, and all of the commandments. In all of the commandments. I wanted to get that point in there too. They keeping all the commandments. But I was being disingenuous. Okay, sir. Well, he didn't necessarily say keeping the way, but he said they were keeping the customs, the language, all of the laws for 2,300 years with perpetuity, continuity, you know, all those big words, man.
Right? Let's get Esther 8 and 17.
Yeah.
Let's get Esther 8 and 17.
And because I said something about Esther, you know, brothers trying to break down Esther, you know, I don't really the video over. I did the 12:16. I don't, you know, you said it was an absurdity. That's how you're breaking it down. It's absurdity. You really could have ended the video. You didn't saying I broke the video. I broke it down wrong. You just saying, hey, you know, you just got to understand that. Yeah, you broke it down right, but you got to understand that it's an absurdity. That it's like him saying if pigs can fly. So I did break it down. It said if pigs can fly, but he got to say yeah, but pigs can't fly, and that's what he's saying. Heathens can't keep the customs, but I'm challenging them that. I'm challenging that with saying that, hey, you know, Deacon just, you know, he you know, your road dog just sat here and said that they've been keeping this thing for 2,300 years with perpetuity, continuity. And you said that I was disingenuous. All right.
Whenever you're ready.
Go ahead.
It's the book of Esther, chapter 8, verse 17. And in every province and in every city, whithersoever the king's commandment and his decree came, the Jews had joy and gladness, a feast and a good day.
Mm-hmm.
And many of the people of the land became Jews for the fear of the Jews.
For what?
For the fear of the Jews.
So not out of they didn't sincerely come to follow our ways.
Yeah.
My brother be glazing behind the camera, man. Yeah. That's what made me do the video too, man. It was like, this really for him.
Afraid of us, so they began to mimic us because they see that what happened to our enemies, so they didn't want to be our opposition. It didn't mean they learned and followed our ways for real. It's not what that means. So great way to totally take something someone said out of context fully and misuse it to save everybody.
Did I take what Deacon said out of context? And he says, well, he's implying that since they're doing it out of fear, it's not sincere. But I thought we fear God. That's what gives us the obedience. I'm obedient for my fear of the Lord. I fear his judgment. Does that make what I do not sincere? That I don't keep the law? It's very important that we fear the Lord so that we can be obedient. They are fearing death. They're doing things out of fear. That's how we're being obedient. So does that make our obedience not sincere? So you just added that to the text. See, they did it out of fear. Yeah, they did it out of fear. But that doesn't mean it's not sincere. You or they're not really doing it. Yeah, they doing it. Somebody put a gun to the back of your head, you're going to do what them folk tell you to do. Sincerely. Because you're trying to preserve your life. You're not going to be playing with it. You're going to do exactly what these folks tell you to do. And a lot of us don't fear God. And that's why we lack sedate. We lukewarm. We're luking this thing. Got one foot in the world, and 1 foot, you know, we're Israelite on the Shabbat.
Right.
Go ahead.
It says, and many of the people of the land became Jews For the fear of the Jews fell upon them.
The fear of the Jews fell upon them. I want to show this in the, let's read this real quick. In the NLT, it says, for they feared what the Jews might do to them.
Yeah.
So there wasn't this sincere heart conversion of, I want to be like these people and I'm going to learn diligently to keep their ways.
Yeah.
No, that's not what happened. Because it couldn't even, you know what? Give me Ezra 4:1.
And the crazy part is that's what the whole verse is about. This video is about Jeremiah 12:16. It says, if they learn my ways, I will build them up in the midst of my people. If they don't, I'm going to kill them. And somehow you've said that this is like saying pigs, a pig, you know, when a pig flies. And my brother in the background said, yeah. And listen, y'all, this ain't personal. I don't take nothing personal. I don't take the video you did on me personal. You know, you make your point, you throw your shots, you know, whatever. But we got to talk about it. We gonna have to talk about it.
Give me Ezra 4:1, because remember, this is Esther. So this is the time that we are subjugated to the Persians.
And now listen. Now he just went to Esther. He said this is the time where we were subjugated to the Persians, right? Now he wants Ezra 4.
This because it could to the Persians, the same time where the temple is being built in the time of Ezra, Nehemiah, Joshua, Zerubbabel, right? Okay, well, let's see what happened when they tried to come.
Right. The book of Ezra, chapter.
He said, let's see what happened when they tried to come. See right here, it's almost like he's implying that these are the same people. The people that are in Ezra are the same people that were at Esther that converted for the fear of the Jews. That seems like what he's implying here. But later he's going to change it up. But a lot of people don't know. They don't realize, especially my brother behind the camera, that he just cut himself. Because he's talking about two different people. And he's gonna say it, he's gonna admit it. Like, yeah. No, these are different people. He gonna realize it later once he continue to read. But right now he think he got a point.
4, starting at verse 1. Now when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin.
There are adversaries.
Yeah.
Just because they try to copy us out of fear
Just because they tried to copy us out of fear, they are adversaries. These are different people, sir. These people didn't convert out of fear. Those people that converted out of fear, he probably let them build a temple.
take away from the fact that there are
because they became Jews. He was going back and forth with Elder Tahar, and I gave him the fact that it's a different word. That second Jew there, they became Jews. It's a different word, but it's still, what does it mean? It's still like a convert. And so he probably took those people in. They're helping them build. But it's some other people there that are his adversaries. All right, and he's gonna catch up. It's gonna catch up to him. It's gonna find the clock in. You got to keep reading though. Let me pull it back just a little bit.
Right. The book of Ezra, chapter 4, starting at verse 1. Now, when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin,
there are adversaries.
Yeah.
Just because they try to copy us out of fear didn't take away from the fact that there are adversaries, there are opposition, there are enemies.
Right.
Which you guys are trying to erase. Go ahead. Shebrew, y'all about Shemel Shabrak, I thought about the water. Y'all super chat is working. One on mine, everybody. Super chat is, I'm gonna set a goal, matter of fact. Go ahead.
It says, now when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard that the children of the captivity builded the temple unto the Lord God of Israel, then they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief of the fathers and said unto them, let us build with you, for we seek your God as you do.
Man, we want to build with you and be built in the midst of you, and we seek your God the same way you do, right? Go ahead.
It says, for we seek your God as you do, and
we seek your God as you do.
Do sacrifice unto him since the days of Esarhaddon.
We going even back further.
Now it's clear. Yeah, we going even back further. Yeah, because it's not. These people were brought here from Assyria. These were heathens that were brought from Assyria when he took out the northern kingdom. And he's going to mention it here.
King of Assur.
We going past Esther. We going all the way back there.
Yeah.
Because they were sacrificing to our God. This is documented there in the book of Kings.
Yeah.
Right? But let's see what happens. Read.
Which brought us up hither.
Uh-huh.
But Zerubbabel and Jeshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them, you have nothing to do with us.
No, come and follow us and be built in the midst of us.
You have nothing to do with us.
Now, again, this is a different group of people in Ezra chapter 4, which he just said. This is a different group of people. Ezra chapter 4 is dealing with the Assyrians placing heathens. I think it's 2 Kings 17 or 1 Kings 17. Placing heathens inside of the land when they took the northern kingdom out. And then they put a priest there. And my speculations is that it was a northern kingdom priest. That's why today they only deal with the Pentateuch, and they was still worshiping on Mount Gerizim. It was teaching them how to worship on Mount Gerizim, teaching them certain history, dealing with the first 5 books. And these people later became the Samaritans. And you see the beef here in Ezra chapter 4. This isn't the Esther. This isn't those converts from Esther who converted out of fear. These are heathens that start worshiping God because lions were eating them. And they went back to the king of Assyria and said, listen, man, you done brought us to this land. Man, we don't know how to serve this God. It's lions coming out and eating us. And the king said, well, send one of the priests out there. So they grabbed one of the priests that they took from that land, and he taught them the ways of our God, the ways of our people. And they're coming to Ezra, after these people are these exiles, they coming back. And they like, hey, man, we want to help, y'all build this temple, man. We want to help y'all build a temple, and we've been serving y'all God, since the Syrian king brought us here. 2 different people. So later these people, so we seen the hatred there. Ezra like, nah, man, we ain't dealing with y'all, man. We dealing with y'all jokers, man. And they called them these adversaries. And these people, this was the most hated nation for Jews. All right, we hated the Samaritans more than we hated anybody. Now, and to reference that, go to Sirach chapter 50, verse 25-26. It says, there are 2 nations that I hate. The third one ain't even worthy to be called a nation. That's the Edomites, the Philistines, and those unworthy, foolish Samaritans, or Shechem, which is the capital of Samaria. John Hyrcanus, when the Maccabees, a Maccabean Hasmonean dynasty, a Maccabean king, he conquered, he destroyed Shechem. He destroyed that capital city, and he destroyed that temple on Mount Gerizim. And so when you get to the Samaritan woman, she's pointing at Mount Gerizim and pointing at that temple. The temple's not there because the Jews destroyed it. When Peter's coming in to submit, make a way and go ahead and tell them people we coming through there. Christ tell them to go ahead and tell the people that we coming through there. And people come, hey man, these folks don't want to hear nothing we talking about, man. They said they ain't gonna let you through. Do you want us to bring fire down on them? Because of the hatred of the Samaritans. John chapter 8, verse 48. Write that down. The Pharisees, it says, call Christ a Samaritan devil. You Samaritan devil. And then it hits home even more with the story of the Good Samaritan. All right, he chose the most despised people, the people that Israel hates the most, and then y'all suddenly come out talking about some of these folks that are Israelites. But I just had to give y'all that history there too, just because it was there. It was just laying there. And if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Do rebuke it and tell me I'm wrong.
Don't have anything to do with it. So this is around that same time.
Yeah.
So we didn't come and invite them in there.
Right.
So what are you talking about, huh? No, nothing.
Again, so that's now what we just seen there was disingenuity. All right, he was disingenuous. Because he chose. Now, why was he disingenuous? Because he tried to compare. He tried to make those people from Esther, the people that came from Assyria, and those aren't the same people. All right, and he kind of cleaned. He tried to clean it up a little bit, but he still tried to, make the point at the end. You know what I'm saying? So that was disingenuous.
We just said you can't build with us. You have nothing to do with building with us.
Exactly.
What is dude talking about? Can anybody let me know? Let's keep going. Watch this. Watch this. It's almost like this guy forgets what's going on in the.
And this is like I said, these people became the Samaritans. Okay? These people became the Samaritans 500-600 years later. 500-600 years later, during the time of Christ, these people have been living there, mingling, and kicking the bobo, reproducing and being married. And the beef has continued. The beef has continued.
Work. Watch this.
They've been keeping the ways of the people the last 2,500 years. For some reason, they are writing and speaking the language.
For some reason, maybe because we got eradicated.
And man, I'm being facetious, brother. That's sarcasm. Of course, I know why they writing the language. Deacon just told us. Priest Hakah just told us.
And discontinued from our heritage, and they've assumed it for themselves. Maybe he's propping this up like they did this because they want to really sincerely seek our God.
Yeah.
Well, why did they do it? Why did they do it? Why did they do it if they seen you die? They seen you get eradicated. Why did they take it on? What purpose does it serve them when the Romans are kicking out all the Jews and selling them into slavery and putting them on the black markets to just sell them as, to sell them as slaves? Why would they want to take that on? Why are they doing that?
No!
Right.
Man, come on, man. Can we get... Hold on. Wait a minute.
And again, that question is just for you to think.
Wait a minute.
I know, I know what happened. That's just for you to think, using some of the methodology that some of these points that you're trying to make. That they didn't do it because we got eradicated and they were gone. Say, well, okay, well that's the case, then why would they take it on? I'm finna take it on after I watch you get killed. This ain't the situation. That's just the exact opposite. I just watch you get slaughtered and I'm finna pick it up and take it on. You gotta think about that, man. Think about that. That's for you to think about what you're saying.
Wait a damn minute. Wait a minute. That's just it's just, man, brothers get on this internet, man.
And then we've already You already agreed that they've been keeping it for 2,300 years. And y'all don't understand what you say when you say that. Like, and brother's trying to say I left one West Israelism like I care. Yeah. Like, no, I don't teach that doctrine. And I don't think anyone should teach that doctrine if they think that these little hats have been, or heathens have been, being converts for the last 2,300 years. If you feel like we have been around living amongst converts the last 2,300 years, I think you need to drop one West Israelism. I don't know how you can hold on to it. I don't know how you can hold on for salvation is only for Israel when you got heathens done kept the traditions and the customs and the ways of Yah longer than we have. Talking about Jacob and Israel being from what, 16th, 17th century? And then we get eradicated 1st century, so we done kept it 1,800 years, and these folks done kept it 2,300 years continually. Perpetuity, whatever priest said. Yeah, if you believe that, I think you should throw away one West Israelism and start over. If you believe that. If you believe some converts been living this thing out for 2,300 years, I think you need to reevaluate your doctrine. If you talking about Israel only. That's a problem. Now, when you were saying, hey, you know, they converted in the 50s and they the Khazars and all that, then, you know, or they converted to 1600s. And when we were saying that, it kind of held up. But when you bring it back to 2,300 years, 2 millennia, and you gonna tell these folks who they ain't? That's disingenuity.
Computer, and they do really incredible things. So I'm just gonna show y'all something. We got this from the Little Hats too, apparently. Okay, cool. I'm gonna show y'all. Watch this. Gazir hexagram. This was in ancient Israel 3,000 years ago.
Yeah.
My brother in the background, yeah. Y'all don't see the writing right there. Y'all don't see. He clicked on the video, the image. You don't see the writing right there, brother. Priest, chief priest. You don't see that writing right there. It says that's a Nebatean hexagram. From the Nebateans. Who are the Nebateans, sir? I know you know. But I know my brother in the background don't. See, this is who I'm doing it for. See, he was over there laughing. He don't know who the Nebateans are. Let me help you, brother in the background with the chuckle. Let me help you. The Nebateans are Ishmaelites, sir. They are Ishmaelites that dwell heavily in Edom, in Arabia, that dealt heavily with trade of spices, in certain trade routes where they were getting bread, they were making a lot of money. You'll see them in, I think it's in Romans 9 with this, dealing with Paul. You see King Artaris. You see King Artaris, that's a Nebatean, sir. These are Arabs. So when he's showing you this pottery here that was found in the southern Levant, they're telling you that this is Nebatean pottery. It's from the Nebateans. It's from the Ishmaelites. And I got something special coming right after this for y'all too. And I want you to know this. I was just talking about the Z. I don't have a problem with, you know, y'all want to wear the star, y'all wear. I don't wear it. But I'm not going, you know. I'm not going to shoot at you brothers about the star. Okay? It wasn't a shot at. I'm just saying that that's where you got it from. You're trying to say you didn't get it from them like you the one dug up this pottery. You didn't dig up that pottery, sir. Did nobody in Israelism, one West Israelism, dig up no darn pottery. So let's say this was something that was in it. You still got it from them. But this isn't something that was an Israelite custom, brother. This is a Nabatean pottery, sir. You pulled up the wrong source. And some kind of way, it seems like y'all doing this all of a sudden. Y'all not reading this stuff. You just doing lookership. And if that's all you can find, you may need to reevaluate that. If this the best you could have did, and you sitting up there looking, and it says right there, Nabatean hexagram. Let me show y'all. Let me look at this thing.
What? This was in ancient Israel 3,000 years ago. We got that from the... Huh? You can't just say stuff, bro.
Yeah.
You can't just come out of your mouth, nigga, and say things, bro.
You ain't see that? You ain't see that Nabatean hexagram, my brother, in the camera, man. Y'all hit the comments if you seen that and you just ignored it, or did you look into it? Let me show you why that's important, because of course, these Nabateans, these Arabs became what? Muslims.
David is Islam and the Star of David. What? Israel.
Hold on, let me make sure, because I need y'all to see it now. Well, I guess that's it. Islam and the Star of David. Wow.
Israel is celebrating 75 years of independence, and Stars of David are to be seen everywhere. But Star of David is not really a Jewish symbol. On the Temple Mount, Haram al-Sharif, you can see Islamic buildings from the Mamluk period that has Stars of David. Let's check the Ottoman wall.
Would you look at that? Well, these Ishmaelites in these temples got the Star of David all over it.
Walls of the city. Here's Damascus Gate, and not too
Here's the Damascus Gate.
far from it. Yes, that's right. Star of David.
Look at that. Star of David.
At the northeast corner of the old city, we have Herod's Gate, or Bab al-Sahara. And yes, that's right. When you enter it, you'll see 2 Stars of David.
You'll see 2. And see, they gon' a lot of brothers, I done seen this, brothers use this as a meme and try to say, see, that's the Star of David right there. But they not gonna tell you it's connected to Ishmaelites, to Muslims, to a whole different religion. They're not gonna tell you that.
I've found 1 Star of David in...
There go another one. Got to look above it, and it's kind of cut off a little bit. Hold on, y'all. It's kind of cut off a little bit, that last one.
When you enter it, you'll see 2 Stars of David. I've found 1 Star of David in the Muslim quarter, and next to the tomb of Prophet Samuel, northwest Jerusalem. Ottoman buildings with Stars of David and crescents.
Ottoman buildings with the Star of David and crescents.
Antique dealers are selling Islamic coins from medieval times, including, yes, Ayyubi coin with...
None of you jokers gonna go out and buy that coin, thinking that you doing something. You got an ancient coin from Israelite history, and you dealing with the Muslims.
The Star of David. So wait a minute, what is the Jewish symbol? Ah yeah, that's the menorah, the 7 candles candelabra. Follow for more.
Y'all Google. You ain't gotta believe me. Google who the Nabateans are. Petra. Pretty much they were centered around Petra. Petra was almost, I want to say Petra was their capital also.
Right? It don't work like that, bro.
Just Google the Nabateans. And so we need an apology for this source, brother. We need a video of you apologizing for using this source. If this ain't, or we need you to do a video and show me that this is Israelite history. I ain't arguing where it was found. I'm arguing that this is Nabatean pottery that was found in southern Levant. where a lot of Nabateans were dwelling. Now, if it's something different, prove to me that it's something different. And if it's not something different, then we need a video. You apologize. We need you to we need all your Star David breakdown. We need them pulled down. You need to redo that. And again, I ain't even got no beef with the Star, brother. Brother say he want a garment, he want to Star David. I'll put it on there. I ain't gonna argue. I ain't gonna go back and forth with you. It ain't something I ain't got an issue with the ZZs. I got an issue with the ZZs. You wear the ZZs, and then what's crazy, I ain't put it in here because, you know, I ain't want to go too hard. But brother went in there and went to the Egyptian wall and went to a picture of a white man wearing ZZs. Y'all go to Chiefdom. Go to Chiefdom and watch this whole video, y'all. And salute to the chief priest. Again, this ain't personal. You know, this ain't personal, man. Brotherhood over precepts.
Especially things like that bowl.
That bowl. You can't say nothing. That bowl. And you sat up here and you sat there and said that this is some Israelite history that's clearly stated right up under the picture that is from during Nabateans, from the the Ishmaelites.
You see this? Lilies on ossuaries in Jerusalem.
And you see this? He says, you see this? These are lilies. Yeah, those are lilies. That's what a lily look like. That don't look like that Star of David. And they just say, oh, because the lily got 6 points. You know, the lily got 6 petals. So it's a lily. You know, that don't look, if you know, you ever logged into something, you trying to log into like the Google, your Gmail or something, and then it give you a question, you know, after you done put your email and your password in, to give you a question and say like, you know, choose 2 of the same shapes. If you choose that lily and you choose that Star of David, you ain't gonna never log in. You ain't gonna never log in, sir. And if you want to be a tulip, then put that on your logo. Put that tulip right there that's designed on that wall that you looking at. Do that. But again, I don't have no beef with it, brother. But I'm just speaking on your argument. But if you feel like that's what that is, then why don't you just do the tulip?
We've been doing this.
Right.
These are our symbols. That hexagonal symbol is a symbol that we've been utilized. It's a symbol that reflects beautiful and lovely creations of the Most High, i.e. the lily. Right? Watch this. Watch this. Oh, pomegranate, same thing, same shape.
Now, why they didn't make the pomegranate look like the star? Why they made the pomegranate look like a pomegranate? Why they didn't make it look like the Star of David? And if you feel like it's pomegranate. I ain't had a brother ask me to put a pomegranate on their garment. Brothers be trying to, give me the lily. I'm like, bro, you could just give me the shield. Bruh, this is Star David, man. That's what them folk called it, the Star. That's what it is, man. All right, they put it on their flag. You wanted to something to represent Israel. That's why they put it, something to represent Israel. You know, I'm not saying y'all bowing down to it, y'all worshiping and y'all idolize it. But for you to defend it this hard, it might be some idolizing in there. Just saying, just check this, check the spirit on it. I ain't saying it for sure. I ain't, But nah, man, I'm not coming at you like that. I was just trying to make the point that these people have been keeping the ways, as my brother Priest Akah had brought out.
See, you want to know what the people did. You always, if you're a true student of history, you check the pottery. Mm-hmm. And we're showing you in that pottery. Get for me, and Exodus 28:34 to 30.
So he showed the pottery, and the pottery was a false source. All right.
35.
He showed some Egyptians wearing y'all probably done seen it where they got about 5 different shades of Egyptian up there, and then the one with the ZZs happened to be the lightest one. And I want to say them are Libyans. And that's another thing about Christian apologists who say that because Tortillon was from North Africa, was from Libya, that made him an African. But those northern Africans, a lot of the Libya in that area, a lot of them folks they were very bright. They were very, very bright. So you could say they were African, but were they were, I don't believe they were nappy head Negroes. I don't believe that. But see, I will make them stand on that when they say that. To try to defend is this book is this a white man's religion? And that's one of the things they threw out. They even threw it out with Captain Cesariak in that debate. But again, once I get a rap on Israel, that's where we going next. And dealing with them church fathers and all of that, we gonna make them stand on a few things. All right, that was it for that part. All right, and y'all willing, we'll do part 2 tomorrow. Didn't want to overload y'all again. This was just it's gonna get rough on the next one, y'all. And it ain't even really doctrinal stuff again. It's just gonna be ad hominems. We're gonna see certain characters that we just shouldn't be seeing from leadership. But brothers different. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's no love lost, man. It's just doctrine for me. It ain't, And the brothers was saying something. Well, I'll save it. I'll save it for the next video. And I'm gonna let brothers see themselves. I pray this thing was edifying. Y'all be blessed. Shalom.